is, of course, an introduction to my three beautiful... to my three colleagues. And I'm sure you'll all agree like me, ladies and gentlemen. Three gorgeous colleagues. No, didn't think so, that's good. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you into a little surprise right now. You know, in fact, those three behind me, not only are they my colleagues, those three are my sisters. Imagine growing up with that one. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to start, of course, with the slimmest, the youngest, and the most attractive. So if you'd like to put your glasses down, your hands together. Excuse me. Are you deaf as well as ugly? I just said slimmest. Don't give it sympathy. You know where you find sympathy in the dictionary, don't you? It's right between shit and suicide. I also said they're the youngest. No. Most attractive. Excuse me. Well, as you can see, my darling, I didn't mean you, so get back there, you ugly cow. I said, everybody, I didn't mean... I don't mean that. Oh my God, most definitely don't mean that. But talking about that, everybody, well, I just introduced that as, of course, our sister. And as I'm telling the truth tonight, it's not. In fact, everybody, that is our mother. And look at that face now, just have a good look at that face. Well, as you can see, everybody, this woman's had a very, very, very hard life. I said she's had a hard life. Yeah, in fact, to support me and my two sisters, well, that woman, she's always had to keep two jobs. Yeah, she's still got two jobs, everybody. Only now she'll not give up the second one. 3 dinars. And these days she gives change. Now boys, if you want to know where to find that between the hours of 11 PM and 3 AM, you've not got that far to go. Outside the front of this hotel, turn right 200 yards, you're at the beginning of the beach. Now you'll know you've got to that point because they've all these gorgeous new lamps. But just keep walking till you find the only one that's got a smashed bulb. Take another look at that face, you'll understand why she smashes the bulbs. But ladies and gentlemen, right now, if you'd like to put your glasses down, your hands together, meet and greet Miss Fifi Chantel. There she goes, everybody, that's Fifi, the bagging track. Okay, now as we move across to my immediate right, everybody, as you can see, we've already met this.
Darling, they do tell me beauty is only skin deep. And what a shame you was born inside out.
Excuse me, love, have you just finished a client? Sola.
Anyway, you're in trouble.
First of all, we've got to start by saying what a deep voice you've got for a lesbian. Just a minute, have another. You've had another facelift, haven't you, love, eh? You have, haven't you? And what did we tell you? One more and you'll be wearing a beard. Now off. And it's usually 2 words, love. Second word's off. Fifi Chantel, everybody! And now, as said before, ladies and gentlemen, as we move across to my immediate right, well, we've got for you this godlike creature. And I'm going to let you decide for yourselves what kind of creature got my dad into. But you know, she actually thinks she's dropped down dead gorgeous. Me and my brother and my sister just wish she dropped down dead. But is there anybody out there that agrees with her, drop down dead gorgeous? No? I don't think so. We think we've named her very aptly. In fact, what we call her is Miss Zaki Kabira. Now in Tunisia, Zaki Kabira means fat ass. Now you're going to see why, ladies and gentlemen. So please, put your hands together, meet and greet Miss Zaki Kabira. Seems to stage everybody from behind. It looks like a walking heifer. Oh my God, and then we're left with her. Now this is the baby of the group, everybody. Now, I've got a question to ask you all, in fact, and don't be reserved in your answers. Now, when you're all sat there looking at that, what do you see? Barbie. Huh? What did you say, Barbie? Barbie? What, when your dog's had it and it's gone for 20 minutes, Barbie? Barbie. Anything else?
She did say she was the Barbie of the family.
Have you got any more as funny as that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the only thing that I see when I actually look at her is a starving piranha. But I say, this is the baby of the family, and guess what, boys? She's a virgin. You don't believe me, do you? Do you want to try it? So, ladies and gentlemen, for the last time, if you'd like to put your hands together, meet and greet right now, Miss Katrina Clocker. There she goes, everybody. That's Miss Clocker, the little Clocker. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm playing Miss Bangladesh, and looking around the audience, I saw some fat faces before, so I'm just going to start on the one that's got the loudest mouth in the room. Now, oh my God, I've just realised who you are. You've all seen this guy before, actually, on television. You probably haven't realised it yet, but you know that new shampoo, Wash and Go? This guy washed it, went. So tell me, who's this lovely, lovely lady you're sat with? Is that your gorgeous wife, or just a pleasure trip? It's both, well that's nice. And how long have you been married to him, love? 18 years. You know you don't get that for murder these days, though. I've only known him 2 minutes and I feel like... Feel free. I've been doing you a favour, I think, love, don't you? Now tell me, 18 years married, any children? You've got two boys? One boy, one girl. That's nice, love it. Well, let me just tell you one thing, shall we? I've got 3, but I was lucky. I got 1 of each. I've got 1 girl, 1 boy, and the other's a hairdresser, but we don't talk. Whereabouts are you from, darling? From Sheffield? Oh, you're not used to this then. Where are you coming from, Sheffield? Look, we've got lights, carpets, Nice to see you. I can't help but notice, love, you're a natural blonde and you dye your roots black. Clever girl. Oh my God, look at the size of your boobs. I tell you what, look, you don't get many of them in a pound, do you, love, eh? They're all natural. You won't get many of them in a bucket, love, really, would you? I've got a question for you. When you're not wearing a bra, I bet it pulls all them wrinkles out of your forehead, don't it? Well, I hope you can enjoy the show, my darling. Moving along. Loving. What a shame about yours. Push them together, love. Make one good one. That's it. I bet you tried that before, haven't you, eh? Andy has a few times, hasn't he, eh? Well, I hope you can enjoy the show. Okay, well listen, before we go any further, what I want to actually do... Oh, we've got 3 gorgeous girls all sat together on the table over here. 1 second. Alright, girls. You 3 are sisters, aren't you? Hey? You look like sisters, you look like the Rhea sisters. Diarrhea, pyrrhea, and gonorrhea. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen. where you're all from. So tonight, do we have anybody in from Ireland? I think you're going to have to be louder than that, love. You are sat at the back, but we did just about hear you. So once again, Ireland. You're going to have to scream that you're representing the entire country. Okay, Scotland! My God, who paid for all your tickets? Wales! Okay, now what about where I'm from? Anybody from Yorkshire? Typical, have you seen them all? Look, sat at the front near a door in case there's a collection. Okay, what about Lancashire? We've got Lancashire, London! Essex? There is somewhere because I saw white stilettos walking through that. Well, listen everyone, if we've not mentioned already where you're from, scream to me right now, the rest of you, where are you all from? Well, we've got everywhere in tonight. Let me tell you all, it really don't matter where you're from tonight, because each and every one of you are very, very welcome in tonight's show. For those that haven't, this is going to come as a big shock.
Where's your mother gone?
Well, you see, these three, they're not really my sisters! I told you that I'm going to shock you. However, ladies and gentlemen, instead of three sisters, what we've got right now is, of course, my three brothers. Now, you may remember at the beginning of the night, and as pointed out by that gentleman, that one was so ugly, in fact, we had to introduce it as our mother. I'm sure you'll all agree nothing's changed. In fact, right now, everybody, just like us, I'm sure you'll all agree, actually looks old enough to be our father, yes? You don't understand the question. I said he looks old enough to be our dad, yes? What? He's what? I said he looks old enough to be our dad. Well, all right, then he just looks a lot older than the rest of us, yes? Eldest? What? You think he looks the eldest? Him? Then who? Oh? How rude. Well, just remember tonight's Cher made an appearance. Now she's had hits in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the new millennium, 50 years of singing, so how old is Cher, everybody? 70, you'll do for me, cocker. You know why? Because there's only 1 year's difference between him and the real life Cher. So still doing 69 years of age. Put your hands together, Billy Green, Paul. How rude. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, you may remember, of course, the one before, thought she was drop down dead gorgeous. Anybody find him drop down dead gorgeous? Well, you are big drinking, so we'll put that down to alcohol. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, you may remember, of course, Miss Azaka Cabaret, which translated meant Miss Big Bum. And let me tell you all, nothing's changed. In fact, it's actually bigger now than it was before. Because all this has fallen back down to where it got pushed from. So ladies and gentlemen, instead of Miss Zaki Kabira, once again, if you'd like to put your hands together, meet and greet, Mr. Zachariah. Well, if you thought he looked like Barbie before, what do you think he looks like now? King! Oh, don't! King Dog, maybe, yeah. And also, ladies and gentlemen, now without all that makeup, look at that face, you'll understand why he's still a virgin. Okay, once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the baby of the dream girl. So if you'd like, let's put your hands together, meet and greet right now. Shukri! Right now, my name's Tony and on behalf of myself and the Dream Girls. Good night. Thank you. Keep your hands up, ladies and gentlemen, as we say goodnight to Zachariah, Shukri and Paul. Unfortunately, that brings us to the end of tonight's show. So you can all go up now. Would you want now? Can I? What? Well, depending on how you answer this next question, depends as to whether or not you're going to get any more. So once again, everybody, who look the youngest, the slickest, and the most attractive of the dream girls? I thought you'd say that now. Okay, well, of course, one number left everybody the offer now. This is going to be the last time tonight you get to see your team. Ladies and gentlemen, now you've been an absolutely fantastic audience tonight. Remember, I said this is going to be the last time tonight you see your entire team all together. And it could be the last time throughout your entire holiday you see all your team together. For that reason, ladies and gentlemen, bang those tables, scream and shout. For the last time, welcome back.